Can I call on Councillor Kieran Rose?
Here, look, just want to thank you on behalf of our own group in the Fianna Fáil Party for the year that you've had. I think it'll be fair to say you've outlined it very well. It was a very, very challenging year, but I think you excelled in the roles, and probably took us all a wee while to come on to the mute button, but I think you managed it well in the end. But I think you've outlined it and highlighted it very well. As a council, we managed to oversee some of the biggest budgets ever seen in the history of Donegal County Council through the most challenging time. And I want to be associated with your words of thanks and appreciation to the senior management team overseeing the appointment of the new chief executive and the huge amounts of money that was allocated to different parts of the county. So despite the challenges, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement in there as well. But I think you've excelled yourself, and I just want to congratulate you and thank you. And I know that Patrick's here today to make sure you're coming back home along with them to get a wee bit more time in the house. But listen, it's a huge honour, and it's nice for your family and all. No doubt that the same will apply for the income and to hear it today. But I just want to sincerely thank you for the way that you made yourself available at all times to do so much on behalf of us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kieran. Cordia Mary, please. Should we? Yeah, can you hear? Yeah. And just on behalf of the Sinn Féin Party, I want to congratulate you on the year that you've had. It has been challenging, and it has been challenging for all of us. Life as we knew it and as we know it, especially in being a public representative, just wasn't, we weren't capable or able to carry on as normal. But we got through it, the work was still done. And as you read out your speech, Rena, I think there was a lot of sobering moments, and takes us all back to the year that we have actually come through. And sometimes, you know, last week is a long time away, but when you went through it there, it took back a lot of those worst of times. But for me, and I'm sure for every member here, we've seen the best of Donegal, and I suppose the best of Donegal has always been its people, and how they bounced back and how they supported each other. And I think that is something that we should never forget and always take with us. I want to thank yourself, I want to thank Noel. To say it was a different year, and things as we know them it was very challenging at times. But we got there, and as you say, the work went on. I want to acknowledge the staff and the management of the council in getting a lot of projects to stages we didn't think were possible in COVID times. So I just want to acknowledge the good work that has been done, and the challenges, as you have said, that are in front of us over the next number of years. I just want to acknowledge that we're in this together, and we will be working together to ensure that all of those challenges are faced head on. I want to thank your family, Lena. Although maybe sitting at the kitchen table as my house or somebody else in the sitting room, and I see some of them up here on the screen today, it's a lot of time, and it's phone calls day and night, and I just want to, I can't even imagine, the some of the calls that you had to take over the last year when crises were coming into the county, and the challenges that you had and the voice that you were for the people. So I just want to thank you, and I look forward to, we still have another few years together, Rena, and we look forward to those few years. Gormina Michael. Gora I have a Corey. Councillor McBrearty.
Thank you, Mayor. And as a former Mayor myself, I just want to congratulate you on your year as Mayor. I know myself personally how difficult a job that it can be to be Mayor of the county. You have to be on the beck and call of everyone 24/7. But I have to say this. You should be very proud of yourself, and your family should be very proud of the fact that you held the position with dignity, not like your party whip, Kieran Brogan, who was done for drunken driving when he was Mayor of this county.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow that in here.
Well, that's the facts. You should be very proud of yourself, that the fact you didn't disgrace your family like Kieran Brogan did, like he disgraced us as members of this council. Are you condoning a drunk driver? Are you? All the people who was killed in this county. Are you condoning a drunk driver?
I'm asking you now to stop. This is the AGM of the council where we should have a bit of respect.
Done twice for drunk driving.
Listen,
Twice.
I'm not going to allow you.
He was done twice for drunk driving.
Next speaker, please.
He thinks he can bully everybody else in here, but he can't bully me.
Martin Harley. It's disgraceful.
I wasn't drunk and driving. I wasn't caught drunk and driving. I wasn't prosecuted in the courts for drunk and driving.
Just to thank Karina, you for your year. It was a difficult year for you. Unfortunately, you didn't have the opportunity to get around as many of the citizens of Candias. I'm sure you'd have liked to. You really were tremendous in your position, because in a difficult time you stepped up to the plate and done an excellent job. And so as I said there, your family must be very proud of you for that. And it was a great honour for you to be mayor of the county, and just to thank you for any time I rang you about anything. You were very helpful, and just on behalf of our party, thank you. Thank you, and best of luck. Thank you, Rena.
Thanks very much, Martin. Now, I'm missing a phone call here from Martin Farn, so I'd say he probably wants to send in an apology. Or is waving. Okay, Martin, go ahead there.
Thank you, Rena. Again, I just want to echo what the other speakers have said. I want to congratulate you for the job that you did. It's hard to believe that a year sort of gone past as quickly as it did. It was very difficult year, as you said, for everyone. And as Martin's after saying there, you just couldn't get out and about the county that you would have liked to have done. I know you would have liked to have done that. Your family and no doubt are very, very proud of you. We, the Anti-Joan councillors here in this part of Donegal, are also very proud of you. I'm sure you and the other councillors report throughout the county and the work that you've done throughout the year. I just want to congratulate you, Rena. And I said at the time that I felt that you were doing an excellent job, and it was proven to be right. You were certainly a very safe pair of hands. In terms of Jack's going to, it's going to be a difficult act for him to follow, but I've no doubt that he'll do an excellent job as well, because as you outlined there yourself, we're very fortunate in terms of the team that we have within Donegal County Council, from the very top to the people like yourselves on the ground. They try to help everybody, and I've discovered that myself over the 12 years that I've been on the council. But again, Rena, look, well done. You should be very proud of yourself, and as I said, your family are certainly very proud of you. And we come from Anti-Joan, you're doing an excellent job on everything. So anyway, congratulations once again.
Martin, thank you very much. Councillor Nicholas Crossan.
Once again, Rena, just on behalf of the independent group, would like to...
He doesn't speak for me. I'm independent completely. Hold on, you don't speak for me. You don't speak for me, Crossan. So I make that clear through the chair. He does not speak for me. I speak for myself. That's more like it, 6 years.
The Super Six, they call it.
Super Six.
I'd like to congratulate
The Super
you
Six.
on what was a very, very difficult year between Brexit, COVID, Micah. It was a very difficult year because we couldn't actually sit down face to face and talk to one another. And as you said, you were zoomed out. But you adapted very well to it. And it's only when you hold the position as Chair that you really understand the working of Donegal County Council on a daily basis. And no matter what happens, what crisis comes, business has to go on as usual. The show must go on. And I think that's, you've alluded that, that the staff, the Chief Executive, Directors and all the staff help you on a daily basis as Gaelic, and you can appreciate that, you really do appreciate it when you're in that particular position. But I just like to congratulate on the Super Six, congratulate you that you had a very, very difficult year, but still a very successful year. Congratulations on that. And we wish you would have right back in the back benches.
Thank you very much, Councillor Crossan. Okay, then I think that's our Chief Executive, John.
myself, the management team, the staff, and indeed Seamus Meagher, former Chief Executive, who you started last year off with, you said the same thing here, right up here. Just first of all, thank you for I think the respect and quality you showed as a staff, and indeed the members all year. You've given a very comprehensive overview of the year. I think it's testament to how you conducted yourself all year. Very well prepared. I know you spent long hours reading at times and putting your own thoughts together before you went online that adds to time, but very well done on that. I think there's no point singling out things. It was a year of COVID to be remembered for, but lots of positive achievements during that year, very much so. People spoke about the money and the spending and so on, and then I think we strengthened our links during the year with Derry and Strabane, also with the Gardaí and the HSE and the medical people, and indeed with the Chief Medical Officer, you mentioned that, and have that kind of linkage. And then on top of all that you conducted some of those meetings yourself with the community forum, put all the community and voluntary people together. We didn't need them perhaps as much as we thought at the outset, but very, very good backup and a huge amount of work done to that sector as well. And in fairness, it put the council in a good light through your own leadership, engaging with them. And I think I might leave it there, actually, just it's well covered. And just acknowledge Councillor Noel Jordan as well as last year up to the year. It's harder when it's online and so on and you're out visiting, but sort of put in a few things more recently there as things started opening up. I think the record will speak for itself here like we are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Executive. And the quiet man himself, Councillor Noel Jordan.
Thank you again. I just want to congratulate you on the year and assisting me as last year of Donegal County Council. And it has been, as previous speakers said, very challenging and a difficult year for everybody. And we probably got into the Zoom very early at the stage of last year, and took us right through to now. And it was difficult, but you've handled it very well. And again, as I say, as last year, I just want to, something that you alluded to, the work that our frontline staff has done for this county over what was very difficult times. And again, I know that there's a few years left, Rena, in your term as councillor, and as I say, you'll get a wee bit more time to yourself, but work still continues. And thank you again for assisting me as last year.
Thanks very much, Noel. Patrick will not have to wash the dishes anymore now. Okay then, I am going to call for proposals for chairperson of Donegal County Council. Councillor Jerry McMonagall.
I have the honour on behalf of the Sinn Féin Party of proposing Councillor Jack Murray. And before I do that, I'd just like to welcome Jack's wife Sabrina, daughter Bronte, his mum and dad Dominic and Bernie, and his sisters Lucy and Susie. I'd like to also welcome here today Sabrina's mum Anne and her grandfather Frankie. This is a wonderful occasion for the family, and I'm sure that they're delighted that Jack is going to be bestowed upon the coherent of the County Council today. I first met Jack probably too many years ago now, I think back. He was a member of Ogra Sinn Féin, and then he began working in our constituency office in Newry Armagh and in Stormont. I was there that he cut his teeth in relation to representation for the people. We've seen the skill sets that Jack had, the potential he had for come back to Donegal. And we asked Jack to come back to Donegal and work for Donegal Sinn Féin, which he did. Jack was co-opted in 2011 when Padraig McLaughlin was elected TD to the Donegal County Council. And from that time he has really represented the people of the Inishowen area to the best of his ability. He's done an excellent job. He was elected chair of the MD in 2017, and I think in that year Jack came into himself, if he doesn't mind me saying. He grew up. It was a terrible thought, if we all remember, in 2017 Jack took the leadership role. One part was obliterated, and a lot of housing, estates and county roads in and around Inishowen were devastated and bridges wrecked. Jack played a very important role in the refurbishment of Swan Park and the bunkers. Trana area with the help of others. And also he has been the forefront in promoting and training a village which is very dear to him and close to where he was brought up. I have no doubt that what he has learned this last 10 years of being a councillor, that he will bring all them skills to the position of Cahira. I'm sure today is a fantastic day for him and ranks up there with marrying Sabrina and having their daughter Lion. I just have no problem whatsoever in putting forward Jack as a Cahira today, and I do so on behalf of the Sinn Féin Party.
Thank you very much, Councillor McMonagall. Do we have a seconder for that? John Hamish.
Good Harley. Shasu, Jack Murray or Dawson one Vede, Kuri Contigo in Alagas and Hyundai, a slab worth in shop. Dow Jack as in Kerala, this could find hey Jack Dominic, this why Bernie, excellent Kater Sabrina, Castelline, line in shop. Tan mi Jack, Jim Young was Mish, Syphilic, Green Ledgerish, and Kohler and why could we create that would do in the show and because that would do in the now fast because the way Nickel Golcha says the show Laku party in Fame because we did number they Kohler and shop Lloyd Broadwood and shot the number Kohler equal Jack could live in more high like Kohler come down in the now because the could word Darsha asked Jack more through this guy Jack's on day because he didn't come back fast as a especially the want to ward doing more orderly jobs a shark and show because they will be great to come out of it and year should grow for us more higher lot more so the ten highly to be in my to go in this fastness with them it's job in and doing one you and cordiality fullerton because kindness too fast you know Harlish and Harlish Akian and after all, continue to Luhay, agus by Broadway, go Chamber, hit the Nidan Hyundai, job yen different boys, so Tomaska, at the end, spot Jack Fast, Nation, and then you walk, motivation for the theatre. Agus my bright and together, she's come over and you like, the dirt man, if you near forest, agus that the shop where I will show. Green Galway agus
Gormagan. Okay then, so we have we any further proposals? If there are no further proposals, I deem Jack Murray the new Cahirda of Donegal County Council. Sorry, I'm just now seeing Martin McDermott's family, so I'd like to welcome them as well. I wasn't looking to my left, so they're very welcome. And also to Dinah and her daughter, my neighbour from Cockhill Park. These are all very welcome.
You missed the phone. Hey. You missed the phone. I think I've broken some touch there.
You and the blocking.
She's way outside. Do we be there? Okay.
Where's he going after? Where's he going to? Who, Frank? John, Jack. I don't know. So not much to do. What's that to do?
Are you leaving?
That's all right. That's all right. Frank must go for picture too, isn't he?
Some heat out there. I must have those out. I think go back over to the yard there. Must. I'm only handy getting must. Gee, there's some heat out there, right?
Ah, I think the sun's out there. But funny, it's not that wild warm. The sun's at the like. The evening's there, it's cool
Oh,
enough.
it's cool in the evening.
Ah, I know, once the sun takes a wee bit of sun to heat.
I'd only just.
Okay, folks, just going to resume the meeting now. Okay, folks. Apologies for that breakdown. Bannister na Conde, Foran and Corla Conde, and Pras, na Corla Illegala, Chaka McLaughlin, na Carja, August McClam. It's more an honour of some privilege of a Toby, Macahulak, than Corla Conde, Dunanal and me. Johnny May, Mayeko, Indidiak, Ayani, Don Conde Alig, Lalin, Matricia, Africa. Chief Executive, members of staff, members of the press, fellow councillors, Deputy McLaughlin, family and friends. It's a great honour and privilege to be elected to the role of Cathaoirleach today. I firstly want to join in the comments that were made earlier and pay tribute to Councillor Rena Donaghy as outgoing Cathaoirleach and carrying out the role with great aplomb during an incredibly difficult year. Rena is someone that I work very closely with, particularly on issues concerning Buchanan and Ashole, and someone I hold in very high regard. Unfortunately, beyond her control, as a result of the pandemic, her year as mayor was altered to a more online-based format, but she adapted perfectly and worked extremely hard to ensure the meetings ran smoothly and productively. And you can see from her report the amount of work that she still managed to carry out in that year. I've sought advice from Rena in recent days as I prepare for taking on this role today, and I've no doubt that I'll rely on her again throughout the year. I wish her well, and I hope she spends a lot more time with the family now, and I sincerely hope that she's booked herself a nice holiday. I also want to formally congratulate our Chief Executive. It's his first AGM at the helm. John too is a good Inishowen man, and he's someone that I've worked with quite closely for a number of years. He's honest, intelligent and sincere, and most importantly he's a man that gets things done. And I look forward to working with him over the year ahead, John. Carja, last year I was very proud to speak from the floor in favour of Rena's nomination, and indeed in favour of Nicholas the year before that. Not just because they happen to be from Inishowen, although it obviously helps, but because I believe strongly in the power sharing arrangement that we agreed following the elections in 2019. The unified and inclusive council which emerged from that ensures that the mandate of all councillors, of all political persuasions, and from every corner of this county is recognised and respected. This brings a real strength to this council, and it has ensured that, for the most part, our differences are left aside while we put on the metaphorical Donegal jersey when we enter the council chamber. Indeed, twice during the last month, in preparation for taking on this role, I met with the whips of the four political groupings collectively, and at both meetings, those whips offered their support to me in the year ahead, and I'm happy to accept that offer, and I intend to make use of it. Similarly, I hope that all councillors will feel free to contact me at any time if you feel that there's any way that I can assist you from this office. And in saying that, I have no doubt that differences will still arise during my time in the chair, as they should. But they undoubtedly will come from a position of mutual respect and a council in which all councillors should feel free to have their say on issues of importance to you and to the people who elected you. I've been a councillor for 10 years now, and throughout that time, I've witnessed the work of 10 mayors. From that, I've learned that the years when this council delivers at its best and to its fullest is when there's harmony in the chamber and when all views are respected. And that's how I want to see things progress throughout the next 12 months. And before I set out my priorities for the year ahead, there are some people that I particularly want to acknowledge. Firstly, I want to welcome Dinah and Amanda Fullerton here today, the wife and daughter of the late Councillor Eddie Fullerton. If this AGM had taken place in normal times, it would be in the council chamber in Lifford, and Eddie's portrait would be looking down on us, as he's always remembered there. Indeed, just last month, this council unanimously passed a motion in support of the Fullerton clan and your campaign for justice 30 years on. Your presence here means a lot to me, as since the day I popped onto this council, I've always felt honoured to hold the seat that Eddie won for our party back in 1979. And I know that throughout Eddie's 12 years as an elected representative, he never chaired the town council or the county council due to the exclusion that he endured at that time. So when I put on the county chain today, my thoughts were with Eddie, and I hope that he's smiling down on us now. I also want to acknowledge my good friend, Deputy Padre McLaughlin. who also held that same initial Sinn Féin seat, and then passed it on to me when he was elected to the Dáil in 2011. I'll never forget when he asked me to go forward and be qualified onto that seat. I was just 26 at the time, and I was extremely daunted by the challenge that lay ahead. Padraig committed to me at that time that he'd always been on the phone and would be able to assist me and advise me at any time as necessary. And it's those times that he regretted making that promise, but he held true to it over the last decade. And even today, he left Dublin to get up here to be at this meeting, just to drive back down again. So, Padraig, it means a lot to me, so go around. In the year ahead, I'll have many priorities, but I know that two of primary concern will be shared by everybody in this room. That being the local economic recovery from the pandemic and the immediate need to secure 100% redress for all families affected by Micah. There will hardly be a more emotive or widely devastating issue to impact the people of Donegal as the Micah scandal. And I want to pay tribute to all those who travelled to Dublin to ensure that everyone in Ireland now understands the plight of the families of Donegal. For years we've all spoken on this issue at a political level, and we've all fought their case. But what the 15th of June showed us all is that nothing compares to people power, and when the people of Donegal rise together, then they are forced to be reckoned with. And throughout all my days travelling to Dublin to watch Donegal in Croke Park, I've never come home as proud as I did after witnessing that inspirational event. And while we need to spend the time ahead supporting the Micah families and the appointed negotiation team as they engage with government to secure a fair deal, one which recognises our citizens as being equal to those in Dublin, I intend to bestow civic honours on the leaders of protest during this year in order to show how much their actions have inspired us all and how much they have lifted the people of the county when it was so badly needed. I will, of course, use every opportunity available to me as Cathaoirleach to press for 100% redress, and I know that we'll all be united on that. This is also a very tough time financially for thousands of people across Donegal. Businesses have been pushed to the edge as our county endured the longest lockdown on this island. Uncertainty remains, and there's a desperate need for optimism that the next 12 months are going to be better. As a society, we can see a glimmer of hope that we are at last beginning to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic. We all have had to endure great hardship and sacrifices to protect ourselves and each other over the last year. But I want to pay tribute and thanks to our doctors, nurses, HSE staff, our own council staff here in Donegal, the many community and voluntary bodies, all those who couldn't work from home but continue to carry out essential roles in our shops and our farms, and all those who changed the perception of what an essential worker is forever. I will work closely with the council and others to help with the reopening of our society and engage with businesses and our local enterprise office to ensure that they all get the support needed so they can flourish again into the future. Despite these obvious challenges, however, there is much to be extremely positive about in Donegal. As the most beautiful county in Ireland, tourism is a key employer in Donegal, and I want to continue the work of previous Cathaoirleach in supporting and developing that industry. I greatly welcome the minor works funding for Green Valia recently, and I particularly welcome the hugely significant amount of funding from Fáilte Ireland in Mallinhead and Fort Dunree in my own municipal district. But I also want to see the expansion of tourism all over the county, from Bundoran to Glenconkill, Bigore and Folcara, Letterkenny, Ballybofey and everywhere in between. We've recently secured multi-million game-changing investment in the towns of Ballybofey, Stranorder and Carndonagh, and this is in no small part due to the work of council staff in conjunction with councillors, and I look forward to assisting in these exciting projects. As great as all that is though, we cannot be satisfied with what we've achieved so far, as there's always more to be done. I also want to see more investment in research, development and innovation, and I acknowledge the great work being done by LYIT CoLab and the many smaller digital hubs throughout the county. I look forward with excitement to the construction of the new II Initial Innovation Hub at the Town Council offices in Mulcranach, which is certain to provide much needed job stimulus to the county, and indeed its positive impact is already being felt. With regard to cooperation with other councils, I believe that Donegal is uniquely positioned to play a key role in engaging with the Shared Island Unit to maximise our potential for growth. I acknowledge the long and generous cross-border working relationships with our friends and neighbours in Derry City and Strabane, and the established structures that are currently in place.
The concept of the North West City region is critical to the development of our shared region, and I'll be working to further enhance that along with members of the cross-border group. I will also work to enhance our cross-border work with Fermanagh and Omagh District Council, and I'm pleased that that has been reinvigorated recently, and that has been encouraged by members of this council who are on ICMA. I'm cognizant of the fact that both recently elected mayors of the council, as mentioned, are members of the Democratic Unionist Party and share a very different world outlook from that of my own. And while I am resolute in my commitment to the reunification of our country, I strongly believe that Donegal can never fully reach its potential while the country is partitioned. As a Republican, I have respect for the mandates of those who disagree with me on that. So I intend to contact both Graham Wark and Errol Thompson to establish a working relationship to work for the mutual benefit of all citizens of the North West. I'd also like to engage with Sligo and Leitrim County Councils as our southern neighbours to work on issues of common interest and build upon the relationships already established by myself, Frank and Patrick McGowan, and the Northern and Western Regional Assembly. I will also prioritise a push for an accelerated housing programme. Our housing list is already too large, with too many families in housing need. But that list is going to be further exacerbated by the migrant crisis in years to come. So I believe that there is a special case to be made for Donegal to secure extra capital funding and for the bureaucratic process to be expedited. I'll be promoting the main digital and physical connections to our county, and I will vigorously pursue the construction of the N2 A5 motorway and the Donegal 10T projects. Delivery of the National Broadband Plan is also vital for Donegal, and I'll make that case very strongly. I intend to proudly be a Cahill for every part of this beautiful county. But as we all know, all politics is local, and I will of course hope to deliver from my corner of it. I'm happy to see Buchanan Leisure Centre progressing, but it needs to move along much quicker, and I'll do everything that I can to help speed it up. I want to see the fantastic restoration and enhancement of Swan Park completed within my tenure, and for the construction to begin on our 3 new schools. I'm also very excited about the potential to develop Buchanan Shorefront, and I will assist in every way possible to ensure our plans for multi-million euro investment from the RRDF is successful. I look forward to formally completing the twinning process with the town of Benazid in Palestine, as agreed by full council a number of months ago, following a motion from Councillor Jerry McMonigal. And I think this will send a positive message that Donegal is a place that cherishes human rights and support our friends across the globe. Lastly, it's important to note, as Rena alluded to, the real positive impact that this council has on life in Donegal. Last year, we spent some €300 million, almost €1 million a day, but often that goes unnoticed. So I intend to promote the good work of this council by rolling out a mayor's diary, as I've done previously when I was here of the Inishonen with the Inish Times. Several media outlets have already agreed to carry this initiative, and I will make it available to all media outlets in the county. Lastly, I want to thank my fellow Sinn Féin councillors for putting my name forward today, for Councillor Jeremy Monigal for proposing me, and Johnny Mishafari for seconding it, and for everybody here of all parties for supporting that today. Some special people I want to mention too, my Director of Elections from 2019, Kieran McGuinness is there, Director of Elections from 2014, Danny McGonigal was there. I since jumped ship to Terry Crossan's camp, but I'll forgive him for it. I also want to thank my wife, Sabrina, for supporting me. I've been a councillor, the whole time Sabrina's known me, but I think the years going to get a lot busier and a bit more testing, but Sabrina's thankfully agreed to continue supporting me in the year ahead, and I'm very privileged to have that support. My mother and father and 2 sisters for encouraging me throughout my life.
Wait till you're 3 weeks on.
See that now. But thanks for everything. My daughter Brian's probably wrecking the place out there, but she doesn't clue what's going on. But hopefully she'll look back on this and hopefully her daddy did her proud. Other than that, I'll not preempt the vote, as we alluded to, who the last year was going to be, and make a few comments after that. That's made official. And if anybody's free, we would be for outside it, of course, later on at 7 o'clock. They're all welcome. We're just going to open up the floor for nominations for the last year, and then open it up for anybody who wants to comment then. Corder Brogan.
Yeah, congratulations, Cahill. I'll formally propose the name of Councillor Martin McDermott as Deputy Mayor, or as Cahill of Donegal County Council. Martin's a very hard-working councillor, and his wife Sheila and his children Sophie and Grace is here today, and I want to welcome them as well. I think we all know that when Marty came on the council in 2014, that he worked very, very hard. He's a tireless worker, so I think it's a big day for him, Sean. You alluded to it yourself. Cahirla, and Sean now the last three, Cahirla as well, the new chief executive and the minister, and then Sean, so I think Sean's doing very well. So I think this is a big proud day for Sean. So I just want to congratulate you all for my proposal name of Councillor Martin McDermott.
Okay. Corey O'Kenny.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. I would like to second the Martin McDermott for the last Georgia, and I'd like to welcome Sheila and Alicia and Sophie, and I'd also like to welcome your Jack, all of your family here today. It's a great day for you as well. Now, I have no problem in seconding Martin McDermott for the role as Deputy Chair. I know he'll do an excellent job. He's a man of integrity. The only thing about it, Jack, I don't see you getting past the North Pole and drug race whenever Martin has a chain around his neck at all. You know, I know there might have to be a few legs sticking out of it, but we'll get that managed. But I would like to, you know. Anyway, go back to yourself, Jack. I would like to congratulate you on the role as mayor. You'll do an excellent job, and probably the golf sticks will have to be parked for a year, and Sabrina will be passing you out over the years. So I hope you enjoy your year as mayor, and don't take it too serious. Thank you.
Do you have any alternative proposals? No? Dean, Councillor Martin McDermott, elected last week.
Here, any backhanders for anybody? Huh? Here, Darty, you want some backhanders? Hey.
Congratulations, and let me just first formally congratulate you. It's a great achievement. It's great to see your family here too, and I look forward to working with you in the year ahead. You're no doubt a formidable councillor, an extremely hard-working man, extremely well-got man. A huge vote, which didn't fall out of the sky. It was fought for, it was worked hard for, and well earned. A man I obviously know now for, what was it, 8 years now on the in the Show Municipal District. Something that's always a great time for, always look for, or always enjoy working with, and I've no doubt we'll have a good year together and we'll make a very, very good partnership. So I'm delighted, Martin, that you've been elected. It's very proud for you and go Harges. Do you want to say a few words yourself before I open the floor?
Thanks, Jack. Firstly, I want to, it's an honour, a great honour to be elected Deputy Mayor of Donegal. And firstly, Jack, to yourself, I'm delighted that you've got the Mayor of the county. It's a big honour, it's a big job, it's a big achievement. There's no better man for the job than yourself. As you say, we've known one another now since I came into the council, and we've worked extremely well together. And no doubt throughout this year we'll work extremely well together as well, and I'll be there to help you out on any occasion that you need any help out on. Again, to my colleague, Councillor Rena Donaghy, who had a fantastic year as chair, in a very, very difficult time to be chair of the council with the whole COVID restrictions. It makes life very, very difficult. Rena handled the council extremely well throughout the year, done herself, her family, and Donegal proud, very proud over the year that you had. And I just want to acknowledge the work and the time and the effort that you've put in over the last year, and also Councillor Noel Jordan. I just want to thank my own colleagues here in the council for nominating me as well. This is going to be a difficult year, Jack, and a difficult time for everyone. We have some very big issues to deal with here in Donegal at the minute. We have the pandemic that is blighting everybody's lives, but we have our own pandemic here in this county as well, in relation to Micah. And I think that it's vitally important that we all work together to get through this difficult time that families are going through. And every day we have families and people in very, very difficult situations, in private houses, in council houses, and not letting aside businesses, people with second homes, and the community sector as well, are all affected by this. Everyone's affected. There's no one getting away out of this one. Everybody's affected, and it's something that we have to work extremely hard on. And every single council will have this issue for quite a long time, in the next 20 years before it's resolved. But look, I just want to thank everyone. I want to especially thank my wife Sheila, my two daughters Alicia and Sophie, who I suppose are the ones that puts up with the most in this life of politics and the extreme busyness that it has been over the last, especially the last 4 or 5 months, with Mike and the whole North and show really getting extremely badly affected. I just want to thank them for the time and the effort they put in. And I would lost my father this year, and he would have been exceptionally proud today as well for me to be Deputy Mayor of Donegal. And I want to just acknowledge that and thanks very much to everyone.
Number of speakers indicated now. Councillor Bowler.
I just want to formally congratulate yourself, Ciara, on behalf of our group, and we look forward to working with you. You have a lot of experience, and it's a proud day for yourself, for Sabrina, and for your own immediate family, and for your wider family, indeed for your party. And I want to acknowledge Deputy Patrick McLaughlin here today as well, and Diana Fullerton. Fullerton family has always had a very close relationship with the councillors, and we've always been very united. And that whole Eddie Fullerton issue that will continue to be the fore. And I'm glad I know things are up to you as well. So,
I'm sure they're worried about Eddie Fullerton.
Wish you well in the year ahead. Wish you your cooperation. Thank you.
Your Mayor, Councillor Martha Gallagher.
I can't believe it's 12 years since I met you, Jack. I was trying to think it over there not so long ago, coming up to this day, and how the years go so quick. I still believe that I'm young enough not to remember 12 years ago, but say nothing. But in those times, Jack, we have come through really great days, really bad days, ups and downs, and we always stood together. And for me, that's what you are. You stand up for people, you stand with people, and you've always done that since the day I met you. With passion, and maybe sometimes too much passion, but how could anybody ever disagree with passion? So I just want to wish you well. I want to wish your family well, and thank them for coming here today. And it's a really proud day, a really good day, and it's something that you'll only ever do for 1 year of your life. And there's only, what did we say, it was 110 people who have ever done it before. Was that Lisa? 121 people have only ever done it before. So you're going down on that list, which is not wrong, you know, when you think of it in that sense. I also want to acknowledge the Collerton family and Deputy McLaughlin for being here today. On behalf of us, our own members here, there's 9 of us on the floor now, and we will support you. And from what your speech said, I think that we have always worked from the day I came into the council, I was co-opted onto the council, working towards having a power sharing agreement and having everybody's mandate respected and every voice respected. And I think that when you said that again at the outset of your speech, it is probably the most important thing, because everybody that sits here, the 37 of us, are elected by the people of the county. We all have the mandate and we all have to respect each other. And I hope that in the year ahead that's what we will do. The last thing, Jack, just and I know that the Inishowen councillors have been dealing with the mega situation for a long time. And I know that even within our own group, and there's not a meeting that has gone by probably these last 5 to 7 years that Albert hasn't had it as number 1 on the agenda, and yourself and Terry then coming in as well. So what I want to say as a group is that we will back you, and we will back this county, and we will back the people of the county in anything that needs to be done to ensure that those people get justice, and the families of the Mega scandal get justice. Lastly, I just want to acknowledge Deputy Lascaighirla. I can't say it in English, Martin. Lascaighirla Martin McDermott. I know Martin well. We have been on committees together, I would say, from Martin first came on the council. I will say this Inishowen thing is going to have to stop soon enough. No point me saying any different. Well, every committee Martin goes to uses in the west of the county gets everything, but I think by Rena and Jack there now, Martin, you can't argue those things anymore. But no, Martin has, as I know, works terribly hard in every contribution that he gives in any committees, and indeed here at the council level. It's always coming from the people, and the hard work and knowledge of where people are at always comes through in everything that he says. So Martin, good luck in your year ahead. Hopefully now we get someone in the west of the county either next year or the year after. But let me be the first. I actually am the chair of the Guests MD, and we will be just discussing it in the next couple of weeks, but we will be inviting you down for a day to do a tour in the west of the county, both his and the management as well, just to see a lot of the good stuff that's going on, and hopefully we will get around the county. I'm sure Rena had all of those things set out, but if it's at all possible that we could actually do that in the year ahead.
Thank you, Professor Gallagher, and I look forward to visiting the West. I'll take the floor now. Councillor McBurney.
First of all, thank you, Mayor Cahirlook, but I prefer to call you Mayor. I think it's the appropriate name to give someone who has been elected as first citizen of the county, and the great honour myself of being first citizen of this county in a year that Donegal won the All-Ireland, which I'll never forget. But I have to say this from a personal point of view. I have known you now, Jack, for 10 years, and in particular, I remember when your daughter was born, because 2 weeks before it, my youngest granddaughter was born, and I know how happy and overjoyed you were when that actually happened. I've actually still got the photograph on my phone of your daughter that you sent me, showing how proud you were of that day. And that's what life is about. It's about family, first and foremost. I have known your in-laws since I was roughly 12 or 13 years of age, through boxing. I then got to know your brother-in-law through football, because my son and him would have played against each other in Ulster Senior League and other leagues over the years. And I had the great pleasure of watching so many good football games in the Ulster Senior League. watching your brother-in-law in particular, fantastic footballer in his own right, and not a bad boxer either, by the way. And through that association that I have through sport, your family, your in-laws in particular, I would know very, very well, and what they do for the boxing community in Donegal is second to none. But your mother and father in particular, this will be probably one of the proudest days they've ever had. The fact that you've become now the first citizen of the county. And as what has been alluded to, there's only been 121 first citizens in this county. But I want to say this, I'm delighted that you're going to make Micah one of your top priorities. But I want to make this clear to everyone, that I represent 30,000 people in the Lagan and Finn Valley. I represent an organisation called Donegal Lives Matter, Justice for Micah. And the working group that has been set up by government do not represent us. Our lawyers, 2 legal teams, one in Donegal and one in Dublin, 3 senior counsels, one of them a constitutional lawyer, and 2 junior counsels represent us. And I also represent them as the figurehead of Donegal Lives Matter. And I'm quite sure that you will support me in my battle to expose the corruption in this county, which I'm been very good at doing over the last 25 years. But I know you personally. You're a good person. You're good-hearted. Your family knows that you're good-hearted. Your party knows that you're good-hearted. And that's why I don't have a problem today supporting someone like you in the chair. I know that you won't interfere with my process like other people have done when I make representations and when I fight for people's rights and people's rights to justice in this county. Because I'm wearing this today, what I'm wearing, to highlight the fact that this is what we're facing. This is the crisis that we're facing in this county with every homeowner. I give one example. My son went to Cairndonagh yesterday with my father-in-law's car to the NCT centre. The NCT centre that has Micah, that has been repaired a number of times. Every house, he said, he went past down in Inishowen, he said they never seen nothing like it. He says the house is crumbling everywhere. And this is not a crisis. This is not a disaster. This is the biggest scandal in the history of this state. This is the biggest financial scandal. This is the biggest corruption case. This is the biggest political corruption case in the history of the state. And I know, Jack, you as mayor, there's not one corrupt bone in your body because of how good a person you are. And I hope that you take that forward in the year ahead. And I hope that you support me in my battle to expose corruption in this county. And I want to say this, I want to acknowledge the Fullerton family who are here today. Albert Fullerton was a very good friend of mine. The Fullerton family mightn't know that, the way that the relationship me and Albert actually had. But Albert helped me organise 2 anti-corruption meetings, one in my father's pub and one in Mansion House. And Deputy McLaughlin was a guest speaker at both those events. And I can tell people now today, I'm only starting when it comes to exposing corruption. God luck to anybody that gets in my way when I'm going to expose what I'm going to expose. I have whistleblowers in Donegal County Council coming to me, giving me information on a daily basis. And what all I want from you, Jack, is your support, and I know I'll get your support. I've had the great honour to be on the North Western Regional Assembly now for a second term, along with you, Jack. And people don't even know the work that me and you both do on that committee. That committee is one of the most important committees for this whole entire region because of the work that is done on that committee. People don't even know the fact that you were vice chair of the North Western Regional Assembly because it doesn't get the publicity it should get. I've been chair of the planning section of the North Western Regional Assembly, and that is one of the most fundamental things that we do as councillors. We've been to Brussels a number of times, Jack, me and you, along with the North Western Regional Assembly. And the work that we do out there, people don't even know about it here. So, from that point of view, the work that you have done in the North Western Regional Assembly and what you will do over the next year with the North Western Regional Assembly, and in particular your role as Mayor of this county and First Citizen, use your position now to highlight to the media in Donegal the work that is done in the North Western Regional Assembly. And as you have already alluded to, myself, Councillor Patrick McGowan and yourself are on that committee working for the people of this county, but not only the people of this county, the people of the North West. And the final thing I'll say to you is, you're going to have a lot of controversy at different times, and I know, Jack, that you'll take it in your stride because you're easy going. You'll be able to take it. There'll be rows, there'll be arguments. You'll even get into rows and arguments with me, which is not very hard to do. But what do you call it? And I'm not going to apologise for that. That's my style. But you know, Jack, when it's over, the meeting's over. Whatever happens in the chamber stays in the chamber. But some people don't like to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, what happens in this chamber stays in this chamber. So for the year ahead, I just wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoy it. And I pity poor Sabrina because she won't see you very often, because you'll have many hours on the beck and call of everybody and anybody under the sun. And I'll say this, when you go to America, hopefully, with the pandemic now hopefully easing off, when you represent our county, I know that you will represent this county the way I did, and the way Cora Harvey did, and the way other mayors that went out to Boston, to New York, and promoted Donegal the way it should be promoted, worked night and day when we were out there. I know you will do the same job. And I just want to wish you all the best, wish your family the best, and wish your in-laws the best, who I've known for a long number of years. My father knows them as well. We'd have a great respect. We'd have a street fighting respect for each other. And we'd have a respect in the boxing ring as well for each other. And I'm just delighted that somebody like you has been chosen to be First Citizen of the county. So thanks, Jack, and well done.
Well, Councillor Nicholas Scott.
Thank you very much, Kahira, and congratulations. It's a big year for you, and I know that your mother and father sitting there down in Bernie. I'm sure there's no two prouder people in the room. It's such an honour to serve as Kahira for the county, First Citizen of your county, and I just want to wish you the very, very best on it, Jack, and be assured of the support coming from the other side of the independent group in Illinois. And for your family and friends, due to COVID restrictions, I'm sure you got to pack the hall yourself if people come up to wish you well. But for Deputy McLaughlin to make the trip down from Dublin, and for the Fullerton family to come up from O'Grana, it shows you the esteem that you're held in, not only by your family and friends and your members of your party and all of that, but by the whole council here. You will have a fantastic year. It is a busy year, but it's a very worthwhile year. And if I can just say one thing, sometimes the small events that you attend mean more to people. You know, the big events are there every day, but the small community groups it can be it's much beneficial to yourself and to the community that you go to represent. So I wish you well on it, and congratulations once again on it. To Martin McDermott, I wanted to say to Marty, first time I met Martin McDermott was in the corner of Mulville Street on a Saturday afternoon, and he came running out of the car, and I said, who's that coming running? So he over and introduced himself, and you remember that, Marty? And so that was Marty McDermott. We've become very good friends. I wish Martin every success as last Caherlick. I know we done Caherlick now 1, 2 and 3, but we didn't do the 1 and 2 in any one year. When with the Caherlick we were 1, 2 and 3 this year. So the two of you, I know you will work very well together, and it's shown to be well represented. Not only represented, the whole of the county will be represented by. It's so important to get out there for the Caherlick, and unfortunately there was an awful lot of restrictions last year and less for this year. But I know you'll go out and do a good job in it yourself, and Councillor McDermott, and I wish you well. Thanks.
Thank you, Nicholas. Councillor Martin Hardy.
Thanks, Jim. Just to congratulate yourself, Jack, on becoming Peer of the County, and to wish you all the best for the year ahead on behalf of Finney Griffin. And it's going to be an exciting year for you, and it's a great honour for your wife Sabrina and your daughter Blaine here today, and for your mum and dad Dominic and Bernie and the family. It's a great honour for them, and I hope it's a good year. I know it's going to be a difficult year with all that is between the COVID crisis still ongoing and the Micah, which is going to be here with us for a long time. But I know you'll take it in your stride and you'll be a great representative for the people of Donegal in the coming year. So enjoy the year, and I'm sure you'll be very welcome to Finn Valley as well. If there's any money left in any showing after 3 mayors, I don't know. Any wonder Battingone used to be scouring away, but Finn Valley getting nothing, so we're definitely going to scout now, actually. So, but and then to Martin McDermott. Martin, congratulations on Budget Last Kahira. To welcome Sheila, Alicia, and Sophie here, and good day for you as well. Enjoy the year. So best luck, Martin, in your year. I know you'll do a good job as well in that position. No bother to you at all. You're full of energy all the time, and so you're always on the go. So best luck to you, and to welcome Dana and Amanda Fullerton here today as well, and Deputy Patrick McLaughlin for coming along as well today. Best luck to everybody.
Jack, Martin Farron's waving behind you.
Perfect. I have Martin on the next station. Commissioner Farron.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of the Labour Party and myself, Jack, I would just like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on becoming the new Cahir of Donegal. I've no doubt that you will do an excellent job, Jack, representing the county and do the county proud. I've known you since 2011 when you came on the council, and I think it's fair to say, Jack, that you and I always got on extremely well. And I just want to say that you will have my full support. It's definitely a very, very proud day for yourself and your family, and it's one that you should enjoy. I know that you've got relatives here in Laville as well. Don McGinley up here yesterday, and I know your father knows him very well because he's related to Don's wife, Reed, and I think I had a game of golf in Greencastle one time with your father himself, myself and Don, and I think we had a Durham's bar afterwards. Probably wee smileys face there now. It was a long day. It took me a couple of days to recover after it, but that was a few years ago. But look, Jack, I have no doubt that you will do an excellent job. I have no doubt you've got a great way about you. You've got a very good personality. You've got a good family based around you. And I just really want to wish you very, very well in the year ahead. And if I could maybe just say a few words in terms of Councillor Martin McDermott there as well. I've known Martin for many, many years, and just like the other speakers there, Martin is totally committed to the people that he represents, and you couldn't have a better man behind you in being your deputy mayor of this county. I had the honour, I think it was 2012, to be deputy mayor of the county, and for myself and my family at that time I was very, very proud, and I've never forgotten it, and it was always something that you carry with you. So I just want to say, on behalf of the Labour Party, myself, I want to wish you and your family very well in the year ahead. I want to also wish Martin and his family the very best in the year ahead. And I know that we've got two very, very good people there who will represent this county to the very best of their ability. And, as I say, just not much more to say now. And both of you have my full support, and you'll have the full support, I'm sure, of all the councillors. We spoke about Micah there, and the work that has been done by Donegal County Council and by the Micah Committee and all the various committees. And the one thing I was very proud of at our last full council meeting, and that was a way in which all the 37 councillors spoke in terms of the 100% redress. And as a public representative, I would have said on the day, I'm so proud of the other 36 councillors because we were certainly singing off the one-hand sheet here. So I know, Jack and Martin, that you will carry that forward on behalf of us, the other 35 councillors, and try to ensure that we get that 100% redress. And again, I love the best of luck to you all. A proud day. May Martin's family enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Martin. I've Councillor Barry Sweeney and I've Bernard McGuinness online. So, Councillor Sweeney first.
Yeah, thank you, Cathaoirleach, and I'd just like to wish you the very, very best of luck and congratulations. It is a great honour, as everybody has said, and no doubt you will do a fantastic job. I'm only in the earlier stages of getting to know you. I suppose being a new enough councillor myself. But I've every faith to do a great job and great party support and great council support, and no doubt from the staff and executive of the council, and they'll be there behind you all the way, and no doubt it'll be a successful year. I am getting a wee bit worried about this Inishowen thing, and I must say that being one of the two councillors furthest away from you, myself and Ballyshannon and Councillor McMahon in Bundoran, but I'm sure we won't let you away. I'm kind of thinking of the Dubs, with 6 in a row, and I hope Inishowen doesn't have those kind of aspirations, and that we'll get the wealth and the prosperity, spread throughout the county. I was, in all honesty, glad to hear you mentioning, Bundoran and even neighbouring Sligo or neighbouring counties of Sligo and Leitrim to work, and also to work on cross-border with Fermanagh and Omagh, a very, very important aspect of your year ahead. And in truth, if it's a year for a Cathaoirleach and a last Cathaoirleach in Inishowen, this is the year. To address the Micah issue. I think it's very good to have a strong representation up there for this year. And I'd also like to acknowledge the work that has been done in the past in the lead up to this year, because obviously the Micah has been going on for many years, and there's been a huge amount of work done by the people of Inishowen particularly to get to this stage that we are at now, and we need to push on for that 100% redress, but to also not forget about the work that has been done in the past, and we look forward to a very, very strong representation, very strong effort made on Micah issue. And though I am in the south of the county where it's not such a huge issue, we will have our full support, and we will not neglect the Micah issue in any regard. But to yourself, congratulations. To Martin also, congratulations on last Cathaoirleach, and I know, between you look after a lot of important issues, including, I'd like to mention, the fishing industry, as well as the many further challenges that we have in the county. But we'll work hard together, all 37 councillors, and I look forward to the year ahead and working with you. And as Chair of the Donegal MD, I would also like to invite you, while you're on your travels, to come to Ballyshannon and to come to the Donegal MD, certainly on official business. And if you're taking a day trip out or a staycation, you're more than welcome down our neck of the woods. Thank you.
Councillor McMahon would be well warned about the Liverpool South. Don't worry about that. Councillor Bernard McGuinness, online there.
Congratulations, Jack. I'm delighted for you, and I'm delighted for your family. And you've been elected to first citizen of the county. It's a great honour. It's an honour that I had many years ago, but it was very enjoyable and very important for our county. I'm delighted that you are there now at this point in time on this issue, which is the biggest issue in the county. It's going to be addressed, and I have no doubt that it will be addressed. I think that, you have a tough year ahead of you, but I'm fully convinced that you will step up to the mark. I have no doubt about that. I would like to acknowledge I'm sorry that I'm not present there today in person, but I would like to acknowledge the Fullerton family. I served with Eddie on the council and many years ago, and of course I also served with Padraig, and it's good to hear that he's there too to support you. But to you and your family, I wish you well, and congratulate you all. And it's a tremendous day for you, tremendous day for your area, it's a tremendous day for Inishowen, and I'm as Cathaoirleach of Inishowen, I'm delighted that you're Cathaoirleach of the county. And hopefully between us we'll listening to other councillors there talking about only showing the third chair and all that. Mind you, it's been a tough run to get to that stage, and that we need to make the best of it now, because when that's over, it'll be a while before we get a chair again. I believe the sound of them. But I also want to congratulate Martin. There's no better man for the job, and Martin, and he'll certainly bring that energy that's needed as last Concordia. And as you know, Martin is representing us in the Michael Committee. He's very familiar with it, but as I said myself, when I took the chair of it shown, it's the most important issue in the county at the moment. So many people are in distress, and I look forward to working with Martin, and I want to congratulate his wife and family there too. It's great for them, and as he said himself, he refers to his father. Rest in peace, he's not with us, but he would have been very, very proud of Martin being best holder of the county. And finally, I want to acknowledge the work that Rena did in a very difficult year. Thank you, Rena. Thank you for your work. It was difficult for you, but you, I'd have to say, you made the most of it. But as one would expect. But again, it was great to have you there, and it was great you looked after the county in a difficult year, and I think everybody acknowledges. So thank you, and thank your family for supporting you. But again, going back to Cahirla, of the county Cahirla, Jack Murray. Well done, Jack. I wish you all the best, and you'll have my full support.
Councillor Michael McBride.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd just like to congratulate you on your appointment today as Chairperson of Donegal County Council. It's a great honour for you, it's a great honour for your family, it's a great honour for your supporters and for your party. And I suppose I was just thinking back there, I think myself and yourself joined the council around the same time, and it can be daunting when you come in at the start. And I have to say, you grew into the role of a county councillor extremely well, and you work hard, you're energetic, you're sincere, and I think that's the hallmarks that you need to be a good county councillor. You got them all. And I would also just like to wish Martin well, his family as well, his supporters, and I think it's a very proud day for the McDermott family as well. I think you're a good team going forward. There will be many challenges, but like some speakers said earlier, there will be many opportunities. It's an exciting time for you both, and I wish you well in the year ahead. I would like to just welcome the Deputy McLaughlin here today and the Fullerton family. I think it's great that they're able to join you for your big day. And I apologise, I had to step out of the meeting earlier on. So just to Rena and Noel Jordan, I would just like to say thank you for a job well done. As has been said earlier, it was a difficult year for both of them. Difficult year for the council in general, but I think we've got through it reasonably well, and we look forward to brighter days ahead, and we look forward to the Micah problem dealt with. I think we're all looking for 100% redress for the people of Donegal, and I hope that you keep that at the very top of your agenda for your year as Chairperson of Donegal County Council, so thank you very much.
Councillor Michael McMahon.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to you and Martin on your election here today. And indeed, we were slightly worried in the south about it, as Councillor Sweeney has said there, but both these have family and relatives in Bundoran, and the good time for me up there, and we will certainly be talking you up there to them, and certainly the invitation that Councillor Sweeney said I'll extend it to Bundoran and take you out to around the Wild Atlantic way there, around the Bundoran and the Rugby Walk, and familiarise yourself with all that. That being said, it's a very great honour to be Chair and Vice Chair respectively of Donegal County Council, and both have worked very hard to get there. One of the things that I will be certainly engaging you with is the diaspora in the United States, who we know have been under siege, I suppose, for the want of a better word, for the best part of 2 decades, and nothing has really happened there, you know. And some of them are coming, you know, to the end of their tether at this stage, with the pandemic being there. They used to be fit to, mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles used to be fit to go out to see them, but the travel restrictions, nothing that's been happening. And indeed, there's a big percentage, as we know, from Donegal, and so over 70,000 in general throughout the length and breadth of Ireland, but the biggest percentage basically is Donegal. And indeed, if they were here today, and I spoke to someone this morning already, they'd be very proud of your achievement there, Jack, and Martin, that you both of you are going to be elected as Caherlick and Vice Caherlick of the Chair of Donegal County Council. But it's a big issue. It's been a big issue that has been on the board for quite a long time. There's an opportunity there. We have a fairly strong Irish-American government there at the moment, but we need a lot of support there so that these people can take their rightful place in Ireland. You know, the fact is that some of them haven't seen the shores and the sail over 2 decades, and that's a very sad aspect of this country. I'm not dwelling on any longer. Certainly, I'd be looking for support, and they're looking for support. Just to wish you well in your position as Caherlick, and wish Martin well. And I'm very happy to see Eddie Fullerton's wife here. I go back a long time with Eddie Fullerton, and what a man Eddie Fullerton was. And we did see the great commemoration that was produced by Sinn Féin there on our screens there a couple of weeks ago, and there's something to be proud of. So once again, great to see you there, Jack, and no better man, and Martin, no better man as well. And as I say, I will be keeping both of your relatives up to date on what you're doing there. So I think we're safe enough in that part of the county at the moment anyway. And congratulations to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey. I think that's all councillors now, so the Chief Executive.
Jack.
What's that? Yeah, President Gillespie.
Sorry, Jack, I'm not going to this one. Because you just look at the other side of a couple of bottles of Jack. When I'm going to just the thing is, where she know Martin and honor more to go. When you're in the title, I look at the stars, where you're from, I go now, that the highlight, I suppose, we have brought them, that the walk, the air, that I kill him, sticking with sun, especially like both when the young people are in show them more deep. I guess there's another name like Heliconi Jack, but Madame be making me bride, it's for the ditch, and Shan for the dog, can I bring the crew, go to Enrique, I just go to Jeelish, stand on the credit, I guess credit, go to Shan, but no need in my thought, but Glashan her yet, so while my water the march, especially the chain, Jack, I can mock Jan Shantasi. It's just down here with the Taylor, the Fullertons, Hennigan, the Gentry, the Mario Edibart, Wastel, Mohair, Mitchell, watching, Russian and Shipping. It's a kind of make it down, Mahanic Matty Lorch, at the Jack in Anigra, or the Anti Fathine, actually, we shop letter, the Glor mention a letter, so, for her justice.
Correct. What's that then? The Chief Executive, John Locke.
Myself, the management team, and all our staff, first of all, congratulations to you, Jack and Kira, and welcome to your wife and daughter, and your parents, extended family, and friends, the Burton family, and Deputy McLaughlin, who did a trip up and down Dublin all day, I think it's well acknowledged earlier. I suppose I had the pleasure working with Councillor Murray as Chair of the STC and Roads for 2 stints actually, and then Chair of the MD for the year that mentioned. So I was always struck by
the Super 6.
professionally the meetings, listening to
me and you and Neil are out of the Super 6.
and then to allow you to participate and move things on as well. You know, we have to progress things. So I think that
There's a
goes
new
well
political
for
party
for
called
all.
the Super
And I
Six.
suppose just say we're committed as a staff to help you through your priorities, advance those in any way we can in terms of what we're going to advance in the year ahead. You've outlined very well. A lot of them are shared priorities at council anyway there. Just trying to move things on, and then you and yourself there as well.
And they
So we're
know
committed to that, and just say I look forward to working with you directly in the staff. And then to your last here, Martin McDermott, Councillor McDermott mentioned full of energy, as people notice. And great to work with the MD and Sean as well. So I think it'll be a very good combination for the year, and people have maybe different parties respecting each other and sharing their workload as well at important times, and perhaps the summer outlook for the good of the county. So well done to both of you. Thanks.
Thanks so much for that, John. Councillor Bertie.
Yeah, I raised a point of order, Mayor, at the very start of this meeting, and I want a reply from the executive. And if they don't give me a reply, we can take them outside and we can go round the building and show the public the problems with this centre here. So I would request through the chair, through your good self, Mayor, that they reply to my point of order.
Thanks, Councillor McBurney. I know you were up there earlier on. I think the best thing in this particular day here, there's no visible signs. I think what we'll do is actually have a proper look at it and inform all the members of the findings, and we'll do that maybe within the next few days. I know in our centre here, just at the finish, we had some work done elsewhere on it due to the mica that's been fixed. As we mentioned, there's a structural frame in the building here, makes it a bit different. What we'll do, we'll have a proper look taken at rather than just off the cuff today, give an answer here. It's serious to it all. None of them clear if there's any way compromised. So we'll do that, and I could commit here to the entire group. We won't come back and go through the rest of them. Unless you get
Well, through the chair, I accept what John's saying, but as far as I'm concerned, that's not good enough, because they've known for a long time there's been structural problems with this building, and not only that, this building is built in a floodplain, so it should never have got planning permission in the first place, which I'll be dealing with down the road. But the fact is that we've been brought into a building, in my opinion, we shouldn't be in. And the fact that we're paying €5,000 for this premises today, we could have had this meeting online, or we could have picked some other venue that we know is safe. And I don't accept, John, what you're saying. You've had plenty of time to investigate the problems with this building, and you haven't done it to date. But you're going to do it now because of the pressure coming on from people like me. This building has been on YouTube, which has been all over the world, videoed at the very top level. But if you go out the back here, where people have been congregating, having a cigarette, etc., you'll see the cracks, how bad they are, and the repairs that the Ora Centre have done trying to cover up the problem that actually is here in this building. And a comment was made to me earlier on before the meeting started. Look at these blocks on here, they don't have mica. They don't have mica because they don't get any penetration from the weather. But that's not to say that they don't have mica, pyrite or pyrrolite. And for anybody who doesn't know what pyrrolite is, pyrrolite produces a caustic acid that burns into the galvanized wall ties. That's a known fact. I was told it from a doctor who specializes in engineering. It rusts and melts away the block tie. So all the tests that are coming back from the UK at the minute, including my father's, are showing up pyrrolite. So that's actually more dangerous than mica. So I'll accept what you're saying today, John, but I expect to get results on all the questions that I'm asking, and I know that Jack will help me achieve that as Mayor. And the bottom line is here, we're not going to accept as a council any longer, well, I'm not going to accept answers or questions that we put in and we get fobbed off answers to those questions. I'm not accepting that anymore. Thank you.
So that, folks, will bring us to the close, and thanks everybody for the contribution. We'll look forward to the year ahead.